Hey everyone, welcome to my studio. This week in the studio, I am hoping to make some progress on this. I had some issues with acquiring some glass. It was the wrong glass. It was my fault. I ordered the wrong thing, but I think I've found a solution to that. And in the meantime, I'll be working on some of this area, which will have some other colors in it. And over here, the commission that I'm working on for my friend needs a little bit of tweaking. So I've talked to her about it and I'm ready to make some changes and then resubmit. And as soon as she can agree on the final thing, I will get started on that. I'm real excited about that. And last of all, I have classes that start in 2 weeks and I need to get ready for classes. So this visual is just because I bring my toolbox to class. I recently picked up quite a lot of this NoDays Mosaic Mesh. It's sort of magical. You use a heat gun, and I want to expose my students to this and show them how it's done. It's really great for vertical installations, and I used it on a mosaic backsplash that was commissioned a number of years back, and it was quite easy to use, so I want them to have that experience. So I'm making a demo project. This is going to be the background for a layered piece. So I'm just going to fix it to the substrate with the NoDays mesh. It's been a while since I've used the NoDays product and done this technique, but the heat gun is instrumental, and I just have to be careful not to blow my tessera because it does come out, the heat comes out, but it's a little bit like a hairdryer, not quite as strong, and you just have to be careful not to dislodge. If you do dislodge something, there's plenty of time to move it. You just shouldn't probably touch it because it will be hot. So make sure you have a tool handy, and here we go. Thing I noticed is that this piece is slightly crooked, and I do have a little bit of time to sit it in place. It's important to put the heat gun face up to let it cool down when not in use, and I have let this cool down. It's just slightly warm to the touch, and the amazing thing is it is now ready to grout. That is what is so super great about this NoDays mesh. I forgot to turn the camera on to capture the first part of the grouting, but here I am wiping it all off. All right, I've really been wanting to work on this. I needed a different green. Last week there was a whole ordering fiasco where I ordered the green that's in between these, and I got a color that wasn't in between them. And so my big solution was to place a second order with Wits End Mosaic, where I got the SMALTI the first time. So it just arrived today, very quick. I really don't care for these. Otherwise, it's great. This is what I should have ordered first to avoid all these problems. And it is a sample board. This is what I needed from the very beginning so that I can see if the numbers on the ones that I ordered are accurate and correspond to the ones that I will be placing orders for. And also so I can see exactly what I'll be getting. It is kind of pricey up front, but boy, is it going to save you time and money in the end if you're planning on ordering a lot of SMALTI. So this is going to be super handy. I love that the golds are here, the transparents are here. You can just see all of them in one place. This is all of the Orsoni SMALTI, and it is from MosaicSmalti.com or Wits End. They're all a combined site. And then to sort of cover my bases, because I really didn't want to wait for this to come, look at the colors and then place a third order, I went ahead and ordered some Mexican SMALTI. So I think in the end I will end up, depending on what this looks like, mixing the Mexican. The Mexican SMALTI comes in mixes. So I got this green spring mix. I got the forest mix. And they were out of one of the other green mixes. So then I just went and picked several of the Mexican SMALTI colors. And I'll see if any of these work. I'm sure something will work, and I can't wait to get back after it out there. So when I look at the sample board, first of all, this I thought was 230 is not what they consider 230. So maybe it's 953. Maybe this is just completely wrong. I don't see one on the sample board that is this yellow-green color. So it's hard to compare. But when I look at the one that was sent to me, the 231, I can see that the 230 is lighter than the 231 they sent me. And so when I looked at it online, it seemed like it was going to work. Just my 230 is not the same as this 230. So it's going to be really nice to utilize this board and compare the ones that I have and not mess around with doing what I just did, which was order something and it was the wrong thing and then have to wait around and order something again. That was crazy. Look at the mix, the forest mix of Mexican SMALTI compared to this Orsoni. I see that there are some that are in between that are gonna work just perfectly. So I'm super excited about that. I'm gonna be able to use these and it's gonna be all good in the end. Grassy area in front, and it is pretty bright with some pops of yellowy green. So far, I think it's looking pretty good. I can't wait to fill in more, especially the trees up in here. Oh, the whole thing really, and more of the grass. I really like how this dark balances the dark that's up there, and there'll probably be more dark behind on that side. This side of my yard really was a lot more airy up there at the top of the trees. I worked worked a little bit on this layout for my friend and got some feedback. She wants more of a windswept tree. So I made the changes there. And then she wanted a few more branches, so I added those. And then I'll beef up the green on the tree. And then I put this piece of fern down here from one of her other pictures. And I think maybe it needs to be a little bit bigger in scale. So I'm going to scale that up and then send that back to her and see what she says. That's putting it together. Thanks for watching. See you next time.